The revolving hip flexor march. We tuck the knee up as high as possible, then extend the leg straight, keeping the knee high, and then we reach and touch the toe with the opposite hand. Once again, knee up, try to keep the knee up as the leg extends straight, and then reach and touch with the opposite hand. You can see that I'm twisting through my upper body, and this is helping me kind of leverage both sides of my obliques and all of the cross connections through my body to make sure that they are balanced. I'm trying to keep my lower leg, standing leg, as straight as possible while I lift that top leg. So I'm getting both hip extension in the lower leg and hip flexion in the upper leg, as well as rotation. Pretty juicy. Now, if you can't reach fully and rotate with your head to the side like that, you can just stay looking forward and just reach as far as you can. It doesn't have to look like this, it's the intent that matters. For the active pigeon lunge, we imagine we're standing on a tightrope in the way we arrange our front and back leg, and then we place our supporting hand right next to that foot. I begin by moving my hip into external rotation, rolling the ankle, and then into internal rotation under the chest before I twist and reach. I'm relying on my front leg for stability more than I am on my hand. So the better you get at this, the lighter your hand should get. And the back leg is staying really stiff. You're trying to straighten that back leg so that you can support your pelvis and make it feel buoyant and stable. We don't want the pelvis to drop or twist as you take the knee in or out. And as we reach up to the sky, we want to try and keep that knee in close to the chest rather than letting it just collapse out to the side. External rotation, internal rotation, full twist. So if you want to take a wider base, you'll have more space to do this movement and you'll have less demands of stability on the legs. So this makes it easier to twist and easier to get into that external and internal rotation position. But it's just a stepping stone to use as you gradually get that hand closer and closer to the front foot and gradually use less and less hand support. Now with the rear bias lunge, we tuck the pelvis under, we start to lean back and slump the body, and we're pressing the hips forward, really pressing down and back through that rear leg, almost like a reverse hinge. We don't want any extension in the lower back, we just want pure rotation. Okay, so this is this feeling of sending the hips forward of the sternum, gliding the torso back in the direction of my back reaching hand. Once again, squeeze the bum, push the hips forward, glide the torso back and twist. Same cues for the diagonal stretch, except you're going to turn your front foot out for stability and it's going to get very heavy on that back leg and hip flexor as you drive down and back into the floor with the rear leg and go for your twist. Try to stay tucked with your pelvis and don't arch your lower back on this one. It's all about extension of that back hip and rotation of the torso. You'll feel it in your back leg. For the split lunge, I'm keeping my hips square, I'm keeping my back foot square, so pinky toe and ball of the foot are both in contact, and I'm driving my front heel into the ground in dorsiflexion of the ankle. I'm trying to bring my feet down and together into the floor to make my hips feel buoyant and to activate my hamstring and glute on the front leg and hip flexor and glute on the back leg. So this gives me a great strength in length position to train so that I can build towards splits. Essentially, you're going to just stay balanced here and keep worming your way lower down.